I'm Jeanette Penley, and I play Catherine.
I'm Drew Campbell, and I play Shauna. I play Steven.
I'm David McGuire, and I play Jacob and Timmy.
My name is Melinda Marks, and I play Poppy on The Uploaders.
And I'm Jason Salazar, the writer, director, creator, editor of this horrible show. And this is episode 1, Getting Viral.
I remember this was like really hot. And what library was it at?
It's Milpitas.
Milpitas Library, like nice library.
Except when everybody was coming in, they'd be like, "We're gonna have lunch."
Shouting
that was actually somebody's
for hours.
Tea in that jar that Virgil was full.
And we were like super shouting, and everybody was downstairs in the library being super quiet. We're like, I'm sure they're loving this.
The first
That was about 60 pounds ago.
The Uploaders came about as almost like a joke. I originally wrote this episode. It was just going to be a one-shot deal, and I wrote it for high school students at the time who said, "Hey, you always write us nice stuff because we have to do the PG stuff at school. Write us how you normally write." And so I kind of took advantage of that and wrote something overly vulgar for like 16 to 18-year-olds, and then I kind of came to the realization I probably shouldn't actually have children do this, and it sat on a shelf for probably like half a year, and then I got all of you guys together and agreed to say and do these terrible things.
Who would have thought that 3 years have gone by and we have done, I don't know, how many episodes now? 20?
We're recording this in January of 2014, so this was quite some time ago.
This was September 2010.
I don't remember who was cast originally, but this was actually supposed to be a male and female twins.
Yes.
And the guy dropped out, and at my suggestion, we got another chick so we could watch two chicks make out.
So really, this is all Drew's fault.
Of course that was Drew's suggestion.
Of course it was my suggestion, and it was.
Because
I always thought Beth was much more delicate looking than me, and I'm just sort of lumpy. It's not pejorative, it's just I'm just sort of lumpy, and Beth is just very delicate and pointy. And
if we're going to be really rude about it, you're kind of the butch of the relationship and shit, you know, that's how I guess I always saw it. You're kind of like the very matter-of-fact, let's do nasty stuff person, and yes, Beth is like, well, no, let's kiss and be sensual.
Just like in real life.
Just like in real life.
Okay, enough socializing. Can we please get started?
There's my script right in front of me.
We're in a library, and I was very fortunate that I have a good friend who runs many activities and things at the library and says, sure, come in any room and do what you want. And this was actually the employee break room. And so we had employees kind of coming in and out while we were shooting, like wondering.
I remember a few employees coming in and out. I remember mainly the noise, and I remember that they let a children's group do the morning announcements because it was like a Heritage Day. I think it might have been near Mexican Independence Day. I mean, it was near September 16th, so I think that it was something related to it.
And if they only knew what was going on in the room like 5 feet away.
Oh, it was this I couldn't keep a straight
Oh, yeah, because
face.
you were right there in his face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you even kind of see it for a split second. Your face kind of like you're about to lose it.
Oh, god damn that banana. There was like 4 or 5 takes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I kept
didn't it
getting
get
smacked in the face.
Yeah.
It was like all
Got
brown and gross.
Got smashed worse and worse. Oh. Exactly, Shauna.
Oh, that banana got so gross.
And it hit me in a take, like right in the face. There's an outtake of it just clocking me and everyone just losing it. And I was like, yeah, that should have been a sign of what was to come.
Are you aware of how bad your hand smells?
Of course I am. It's not like I ended up in the alleyway last night by accident.
Are you aware?
I like how Jacob was originally like really breathy. Awfully breathy.
I just thought that was you running out of breath.
Well, I do have asthma.
And high blood pressure.
In fact, this entire episode I was having a heart attack. No one knew. I kept it underneath the table.
Fucking dweeb.
Vicious harpy.
This was done so long ago that people were still using discs as media.
Oh, yeah.
This was the very first thing we shot for the show, when we thought it was going to be like, we were really going to try to make it like this was a real viral group and they were posting random videos to try to...
I vaguely remember that being the conceit, and then I remember it just as quickly just disappearing.
It pretty much did.
But
I mean,
like episode 2, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not totally, but I remember like by episode 2, you were like, you're mostly just gonna talk about it.
pretty much because that happened because I just couldn't get all of you together as much as I'd hoped. I mean, the first 2 episodes really came about very easily and everyone agreed to dates and we all did it and had fun. But then after episode 2, it became more like, okay, I have to focus on characters individually.
Remember Allison and I were like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Okay, we have to make out for 4 hours now.
He didn't seem to have a problem with that though.
Not at all.
Making out, but calling that making out is kind of a stretch. It was more like, face licking for 4 hours. Yeah, it was
Yeah, that makes it much better.
it was awful. And I think we all know what.
You male-oriented douchebag.
You upright venereal disease.
Oh,
There it is.
it's like watching Alien.
That's natural. That's natural right there. Natural.
That's also natural from Tim.
Those 2 people made out for so long
They made out the entire
that
day.
they ran out of air.
Yes, their faces were entirely chapped.
Oh my god.
From forehead to chin. So, but they were troopers. And that was really the first time they officially met.
That took forever to do. Apparently, I don't know how to throw. Oh God.
Oh my lord. Look how young you look.
I know.
Oh, baby.
That was what, 22?
And now you're 46.
Yep. I got 3 mortgages and kids that hate me.
We've thrown our entire lives away for this show.
Oh God, that puppet.
Literally, we're like halfway through the episode, and I think this would have been halfway through filming. We were there all day for like 8 hours.
It was like 7 hours.
It was a 15-page script, and if anyone who makes movies, good or bad, can tell you, shooting 15 pages in one day is virtually impossible. But the way I do things,
I shot a movie last year that was a full length, and we only had the weekends. We had 1 month for weekends,
God.
and we shot like 12 to 15 a day.
Yeah,
and
you
it
have
made
to.
me think of, it made me think of this. But I was well prepared.
You
might
were.
say, having done movies with you for 11 years.
yes, I prepared you for the ups and the downs. Probably more the downs.
I have that cleared up now. Please watch me. Wasn't that great?
What's with you and that puppet? It's kind of creepy.
Timmy is an extension of my persona. I would kindly ask you to leave him alone.
Yeah, the jacket had to come off because it was so damn hot in that room.
Yeah. It was like summery. I just remember it being really warm that day too.
It was really warm. It was, we had to have all the doors closed.
yeah.
And there was no
Timmy.
AC.
Why don't you take your hand out of your
And yeah.
My favorite was when we'd have to stop filming because somebody would come in for their break.
Oh yeah.
They just see like you guys making
And
out.
they'd be in the back. And
They're like, well, hey everybody. Yeah, he's got a lisp. Timmy does in this episode. Which is matter head stuff, or they think that's originally. And the steady decline of everybody fighting by the end of the episode. Another director trope.
I'm tired of writing. Let's have them fight.
So now we're coming up on the very first thing you and Beth shot for me was the Two Girls, One Shakespeare video that was used as kind of like a promo for the show.
Wasn't this like, but wait, wasn't this after? I feel like it was after.
We might have
was it before?
No, we shot this before the library because I remember I was really excited and and Beth came over with the costume and we're like, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to get a lot of hits because it's 2 hot lesbians. You're not really lesbians, but still. And she was really doing the Shakespeare and of course you added some things and you guys improv'd a lot with the kissing and the tongue.
I remember that.
And whatnot. And I mean, we just shot this in my driveway, the fence by my
Christian
driveway.
helped.
Christian shot this because at the time I did not have an HD camera. And I wanted to shoot the promos in full HD, so we did.
If you'll look closely, the audience, you'll see that my dress does not close all the way in the back because I bought this dress at a thrift store when I was 14.
That's why you're walking
and
sideways.
my boobs got too big, quite frankly. But the rest of it could fit, which I guess was nice.
It worked great. I mean, I don't think, do we really see that it's not
you see
close
it at the
in?
very end, right
Oh
there.
yeah, you do see that. It's kind of.
I think the uploads just shows how gullible we all are.
He did promise us like riches and fame and glory.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Oh, we're gonna be huge on YouTube. Huge is relative. I mean,
so it's a very meta.
we've got what 300 hits on one of our.
Hey,
Yeah, a couple thousand on one of them.
yeah. College students love us, especially around midnight to 3 a.m. We're really popular.
With what?
Stoners.
One room.
One dorm.
If we were really popular with stoners, we'd, actually be popular.
That's true.
More kissing. More licking at that point. I think they got.
Kissing, licking, yelling. Everybody is kissing or yelling or having a boner.
Right.
Or pretending to drink Jamba Juice.
Class, baby. It's class.
I remember that sweater. I think I still have that sweater. I'm sure I still have most of these clothes. I think that everything that I'm wearing, I probably actually still have.
I know Tim still has that shirt. I'm pretty sure Drew no longer has his because he's like 1,000 pounds heavier.
Amazingly enough, that library likes us to keep going back.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe, though, that outside of that room, the dozens of people who were looking stuff up didn't hear, fuck shit, oh no, motherfucker,
Oh, I
shit,
know.
fuck.
And we weren't quiet.
No, we were screaming. I mean, screaming.
Okay.
Why is it all of our meetings consist of us yelling at each other and then leaving with nothing accomplished?
I'm getting a vein popping out.
Yep. You got a great stink eye.
So true.
I used it on my kids. I remember when we did the reading and I was doing that monologue at the end. It was been for a while since I'd seen you, and you're like, and I just like went crazy on the reading, and you were like, "Oh, I missed you today."
Yeah. We hadn't seen each other for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the reference to the YouTube page. At that point, we had no subscribers. I had just made it like 2 days prior,
yeah,
so
that's
it was
right.
kind of an in-joke. But I believe now, in 2014, we are currently somewhere near the high 200s subscriber count-wise. So in
Good.
4 years, we have not really amassed a very
That's-
large audience.
That's okay.
It's okay.
That just means that you have a lot of friends.
I have 200
So that's
something.
good.
Yeah, because they're the only ones that'll subscribe. I really tried to, I had to get these like quasi group shots because Jeanette could not get through this really long speech she
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
So I'm like, well, let's kind of bunch you guys up for cutaways.
And it was pretty chronological.
Yes.
It was filmed extremely chronologically, so by the end of this, we were all, this is like the 3/4 mark, and we were all sort of like, we can do it. We can get through it.
And it's funny because like by the time we were done filming is exactly the point when I think everyone pretty much knew their lines verbatim. And by then it didn't matter. I was like, well.
Well, yeah, because all Beth and I had to do by this point was make out.
Right.
I still have those pants too.
Do you?
They're in terrible condition. I don't mind telling you.
We're all making a pact to stop acting like jerks and make the ultimate internet video.
That's fine, as long as I can still get my cock sucked.
Oh yeah, this.
Literally.
Drew.
Oh man, I remember.
And then the
God, Drew. God.
great faces.
Drew.
I remember a good 45-minute debate over which lotion made a better...
Oh my God, that's right. We had to find. We were trying to
She's
find
like,
James
I've
for
got-
her face.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and then we were like looking at it seriously, like, oh no, that really does look like it. That's the best one.
We had a legitimate conversation.
This whole first episode, God, I should have just had you all make out. It's kind of what happened anyway. But I don't think David and Tim would have liked to have
Tim.
kissed.
Tim's face. I don't think they would have minded it.
No.
Good God.
That worked out very well. That was just like hand cream that
Yeah,
Jeanette
it
had
was.
in her bag. Because we forgot to bring anything. We're like, what, does anyone have anything that looks like cum?
You know apparently what they use in porn sometimes?
What do they use?
They use like pineapple or banana like daiquiri mix.
Oh. Well, that's good to know for future episodes where we need more cum on the face. So, that was episode 1, getting viral. And, yes, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
That's what I say at the end of every episode. January 2011. Oi.